So, does anyone remember what we were discussing last week? Just few lines is also fine, whatever you remember. This is about Karma Yoga. This is about how actions are to be performed. First of all, should we perform actions or not? If yes, then how we should perform. Some examples that Bhagavan is giving. What is it ending up into? What is the final goal of doing an action? Only Bhagavad Gita is a scripture where you are told that while performing an action with a particular attitude, an attitude of selflessness, an attitude of sacrifice, when we work with that attitude, then slowly and eventually we will lead into a state where there will not be any work. Duty to duty free. Job to joblessness. Why? Because that's the ultimate happiness. Ultimate happiness is having no desire. And we also learned that the only way we can fulfill our desires is through action. If we don't perform an action, then there is no way that desire can be fulfilled. So Brahma creates these actions. Brahma karma samudbhavam. We know that cycle. Brahma creates these actions and puts in front of us like a plate. There's a buffet plate. Says, eat it and fulfill your desire, because I know what your desire is. From last many years, many millions of lives that you have had, one after the other, I know what your desires are. Here is an action in front of you. Can you do it? He puts all those actions in front of us. And then he's expecting us to do. Now, while doing the action, there are two things that can happen. Either I can think that I am doing this action for all selfish reasons, like I want to have money, I want to have fame, I want to have lot of respect, I want people to talk good about me, that's why I'm doing all of this. Or I can do it as purely a selfless activity, as if it is a service to someone. Like I can say, hey, if I read, if I study properly and become a great person in life, performing an activity, I can do wonders helping this society. I will grow money, but I can use that money to help many who are homeless, to many who are underprivileged, right? If I don't have money, then I cannot help them because they need money. And if I don't have, I cannot share, right? So how can I earn money? I will do all I can do at this stage. I will get as much amount of knowledge I can get. And to the best possible extent, I will work. I will dedicate my body, mind, and intellect in the field of work, gain some wealth, and then distribute that wealth across in the society. I will do it as a service. Bhagwan has given me this body to do this activity for the benefit of others, to build wealth and then share across the needy ones. This is why I am working. And with that intent, with that attitude, if somebody is doing an activity, Bhagwan says in his words that there will not be a situation where the desires will crop up in your mind. If the desires are not cropping up in our mind, that means it is getting cleaned. You know, when you have, when you make some curry or dishes in the vessel gets all greasy and, you know, it's really bad to use it again. So what we do, we clean it up, right? And once it is clean, you can use it for something else. So Bhagwan, in a way, is helping us clean our mind. How we can clean our mind? By not having desire, isn't it? But when we work, somebody claps, says, yay, first prize goes to, and then he calls up my name. That means I get motivated by his first prize. When somebody calls me, appreciates me, I get motivated. So what I do, I want to repeat it again. Now, this is a desire. Even if I'm doing good, sometimes helping others is also a desire, right? While helping, if I think I'm helping because I see happiness for myself, by doing that, a lot of times it happens. You help somebody and they will say, thank you so much. If you were not there, I don't know what would have happened to my life. Now think about that. At that moment will come a spark, a small spark. That spark will be, hey, Pawan, you did a great job. Good job, good job. Never do that. If you do that, if you think you are doing it, if you think you have helped, not the God, then gone. Then comes that desire. Then slowly you will get to repeat it again. He said, oh, I have done this once here. Why can't I do this again there? And so, why can't I do it again? When it comes in your heart, that's the seed of the desire. Right? So that enjoyership, the ability for us to contain the happiness and say, I want to repeat it again, is a desire. So stop that. Bhagavan is saying, don't say like that. Whenever you get that spark, that selfish spark, you do this. You just say, it is not my work. It is Ishvara who is making it possible. I am only a tool in his hand. If not me, somebody else would have been there. But this would have happened. So think of that. When you think in that attitude, you become selfless. With selfless attitude, when we perform an activity, we can cut down the desire to repeat it again. We will just perform whenever that activity comes to us. We will not crave for that activity. I want to teach Bhagavad Gita. I want to. No, there is no I want to. If it comes to you as an opportunity, you thrive with lot of love, chikirsha, with lot of excitement, with well wishes to everyone. You jump into that activity and do it. Simple. This is how one should perform. Okay. Bhagavan has given example. Janaka, the great king, who has nothing to do in this world, who was realized soul. Such a person, he was a Jivan Mukta Purusha, which means a realized soul having a body. Right? Now, what did he do? He did not shy away and said, no, I'm already done. I'm Sri Krishna myself. I am enjoying being in him. All this is like material thing. Why should I care about it now? He said, I'm a king. I've been given the role of a king. Here is my praja. I need to serve. In fact, he did farming, he did ruler, he was a ruler, he was a farmer, he was everything. While farming in his farm is when he found Sita Devi. Right? So he was doing his job. Though it was not needed, there was no desire in him left out, but still he was putting everything that he has. For him, this body was a tool. He was using all the tools he has throughout his life, whether it was needed or not. Bhagavan gave another example. Look at me, Krishna, myself. I came to this world where I don't have any desire. I am Paramatma myself, and I came down. I don't have any desire. Whether you do good job, bad job, immaterial ideas, it does not bother me. Nayam hanti na hanyate, we saw it in 2nd chapter. I don't get killed and I cannot kill as well. So I don't have anything to do in this world. Why did I come here? Great people come in our lives not to do anything, but by acting in this world, they inspire us. You look at your parents, you say, my dad does this in this way, my mom does it in this way. So what? I should do the same thing. I love when he does that. Let me do it. Let me try it myself too. I told you last time, right? We discussed that mother and father are our first teachers. We exactly mimic whatever they do. So we get inspired. Krishna said, I came to this world to inspire you all. I came to this world to inspire you all. I did not come to this world just to have relaxation or fulfill, or just because there were like 1,000 people, I want to kill all those 1,000 bad elements. No, you are going to kill. I am not going to do anything, but I will only inspire. If I don't do that, you will not get inspired. So I will do it. And while I'm doing it, looking at my Krishna, you say, my Krishna does that. So why should not I do it? I'll also do it. My Krishna loves everyone. Why shouldn't I love everyone? I should love everyone. My Krishna, when he gives with full open arms. He takes the butter, steals the butter, doesn't eat it all himself. Shares across all the friends who are next to him, including monkeys that follow him. So I will be like my Krishna. I will not keep everything to me. I will not start eating everything myself. I will share across everyone who is around. I'll make their lives happy. So this is an inspiration. Bhagwan says, if I don't do, how will you get inspired? And if you don't get inspired, then this world comes to an end. So that's what Bhagwan is saying. Now, let's continue. That was what 23rd was. Yadi hi aham na varteyam jatu karmanyatandritaha. If I don't come into this world and act, mama vartmanuvartante manushyaha partha sarvashaha. Then the actions that I do here is because people get inspired and follow me. They mimic me all the time. That's why I perform some activities. Otherwise, I don't have any necessity to perform any activity. Let's go to 24th. All right. Pranavitalli, will you chant after me, Kana?
Yes, uncle.
24th, chapter 3. Utsideyurime loka.
Utsideyurime loka.
Nakuryam karma chedaham.
Nakuryam karma chedaham.
Sankarasya cha kartasyam.
Sankarasya cha kartasyam.
Upahanyami ma prajah.
Upahanyami ma prajah.
We'll do it again. Utsideyurime loka nakuryam karma chedaham.
Utsideyurime loka nakuryam karma chedaham.
Sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami ma prajah.
Sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami ma prajah.
So, Sankarasya cha kartaha. Bhagwan is saying, if I don't do the activities, he said, if I do the activities, people get motivated. What if I don't do the activity? Utsidaha. Utsidaha means finish. What gets finished? Ime loka. This world. This world will immediately, with a fraction of a second, the world will come to an end if I don't perform the activities. Now we'll say, what Bhagwan is doing? He just came, he was riding the horse, he was stealing butter, he was running around in Gokul, he killed few monsters from Mathura. Under the Kamsa's rulership, there were some monsters who came to kill him, he killed them. He grew up, he saved Draupadi from when she was being ill-treated by Kauravas. These are some of the examples. So, fine. What else if he doesn't do that? We are thinking only that he has done. Krishna in his true sense as a Paramatma is the reason why we are aware of what is happening in ourselves as well. So today, if I'm thinking of something bad, or today if I'm thinking of something good about others, who is giving me that ability to think? If I didn't have a conscious mind, I have seen, unfortunately, one of my, there are few people who cannot think. They are lying on the beds, not able to do anything in the coma state, right? There are many people like that in the hospitals. They are not in a position to perform an activity. Why the consciousness is not allowing them. There is a big gap between the consciousness that exists in them versus the senses that follow the consciousness, that are blessed with that consciousness. Who is giving us this consciousness? Whose consciousness is this? Is this mine? No. If it was mine, I would have been the master, right? I will say throw the light at that, it will throw the light at that. It's not my wish, what I am aware of. It is just his wish, what I should be aware of. As long as I'm keeping my home clean, I can see things clearly under his consciousness. So it is his consciousness. Now, this consciousness, this Chetana that we say as Chetana, who is giving it? Krishna. What is coming out of Krishna's activity or actions is that consciousness. If that consciousness was not there, every minute cell in my body, including the vital organs in my body, will stop performing their activity. As simple as that. If they stop, Pavan will stop. Everything else, the plants will stop, the animals will stop. So once those things happen, the world will come to an end. Now, can you connect the dots? Why Bhagwan is saying the world will come to an end if I stop acting? It is not about acting in real life. It is not acting in this drama called as life, running a chariot, not taking Arjuna to the war field. That is also an activity, but those activities are very, very gross activities. There are inner activities that are being performed by Paramatma. Those actions are nothing but actions of love, actions of compassion, actions of providing everything to everyone. That activity, if he does not do, then this world will surely come to an end. No doubt about it. No second thought. Because there is nobody else who is going to give me that ability other than Lord Shri Krishna. So he says, Utsidaha ime lokaha. This world will come to an end. Na kuryam. If I don't do my karma, my actions. Sankarasya chakarta. Then the confused minds in this world, which are there, which do not know what to do, they are at least trying to mimic what I am doing. Today, if some good boy or one good girl shares something to you, like she or he helps you in your studies, for example, where they are getting this compassion and love for you? Who is throwing that love and compassion into them? Are they having an injection that they buy from pharmacy and inject? No. Where is this love and compassion coming from? It is coming because our soul is mimicking what Bhagavan Krishna is already doing. So if he doesn't do that, the soul would not get the inspiration to perform a similar act of boldness and kindness. If it does not come, then these bodies that are acting will just be confused minds, which means they do not know what to do. They will do some random action, not knowing if that is helpful for others or not. It will not be projected towards someone's betterment. And so this world will come to an end. That is the logic behind this verse. Okay. You can also think about this verse as a regular lively example where, oh, Krishna did this. So his friends, most of the friends of Krishna, including best friends like Uddhava, would just mimic exactly what Krishna does, to an extent that when Uddhava goes to Gokul, I'm just getting deviated, but it's a beautiful story how people inspired may inspire others. When Uddhava in Bhagavatam, Canto 10 and chapter around 46 or so, when Uddhava says, Krishna, you are busy in Mathura taking care of Kamsa, right? So people at Gokul and Vraj, the Gopikas and all, they are like desperately waiting for you. Your father Nanda and Ma Yashoda are desperately waiting for you. So Krishna said, I cannot go because the moment I leave Mathura, there are friends of Kamsa who are going to attack Mathura, and that will be a big problem. So what should I do? I'll have to stay here. Then he says, Uddhava, you are my best friend. Can you go and just let them know that I am good, I'm doing safe, I'm happy. I will come back to Vraj very soon. Just give this message to my friends, family members, my Gopikas who are lovingly waiting for me. He goes back and stays in Gokul, in Vraj, at Nanda's home. All the Gopikas and everyone who were roaming around, they just saw this nice, lovely, handsome person sitting in yellow clothes with a murli in his hand. He said, Krishna? They rushed towards and finally said, looks like Krishna almost. He talked like Krishna. He behaved like Krishna. He smiled like Krishna. There was no difference between Uddhava and Krishna. A lot of people, Gopikas and everybody, including his friends Gopas, who used to take care of the cows along with Krishna, they said, this boy is my friend. I know him. Hey, he's gone little taller, I guess, but he's the same guy. Then later on, they realized, oh, no. This is not Krishna. But he almost looked like. This is exactly what happens. When you mimic somebody, when you are with somebody, you become them. You behave like them. You talk like them. This is called inspiration. Bhagavan Krishna is doing exactly the same thing to all our souls. We are not doing anything different from what Lord himself would do. Right? So that is about 24th. If it stops doing those activities, then we are done. The world is supposed to finish on its own because of all the confusions. Now let's get into 25. These are very, very bold statements from Bhagavan. We should carefully understand this. Okay. Let's go to 25th. Krititali, repeat. Will you repeat after me? Taktaha.
Saktaha.
Karmanya vidvamsaha.
Karmanya samis.
Karmanya vidvamsaha.
Karmanya vidvamsaha.
Yatha kurvanti bharata.
Yata kurvanti bharata.
Very good. Kuryad.
Kuryad.
Vidvams tatha saktaha.
Vidvams tata saktaha.
Very good. Kuryad vidvams tatha saktaha.
Kuryad vidvams
Tatha saktaha.
tada saktaha.
Chikirsha. Chikirsha is the word. So you should say Chikirshuloka.
Chikirshuloka.
Sangraham.
Sangraham.
Chikirshuloka sangraham.
Chikishkurusha sangaram.
Chikirshu, betterment of, well-being of, for the well-being of. Chikirshaha. Chikirshu, well-being of what? Loka. Sangraham, right? For the purpose of this world's betterment. Chikirshu loka sangraham.
Chikishuloka sangraham.
Very good, Kali. All right. Mayuka, can you chant again?
Okay, uncle.
Sakta karmanya vidvamsaha.
Saptah karmanya vidvamsaha.
Yatha kurvanti bharata.
Yata kurvanti bharata.
Kuryad vidvams tatha saktaha.
Kuryad vidvams tada saktah.
Chikirshu loka sangraham.
Chikirshuloka sangraham.
There are two distinct groups who perform the activities in this world. There is a group which will never perform an activity, the lazy group. Bhagavan is not talking about that. Bhagavan is talking about those who are working, those who are doing actions. There are two varieties in them. The first one is the one which is called as saktaha. Sakta means attachment. Asakta means unattached. Saktaha is the attached mindset. There are few who will perform the activities with a sense of attachment to the results, attachment to the selfish goals, but they will perform these activities as mentioned in the Vedas. Help poor people. Okay, I will help. Can you give me this reward? Okay. Speak truth. I will speak the truth. Only when it is beneficial for me. If it is for you, why should I speak? I will not speak. Whatever I like, I'll speak. I will speak truth if something is in my benefit. I will do good. If my picture comes in the front page of the magazine, I can do that. I'm going to donate you 1 lakh rupees. How much that guy is giving? 2 lakhs? Okay, then I will give 3 lakhs. Put my page on the front, not his. Okay. This is how sakta avidvamsa. Avidvamsa means, vidvamsa means, with means knowledge. Vidvamsaha means the one who is not just having knowledge, but knows how to use that knowledge. Avidvamsaha is the one who has the knowledge, but does not know how to use the knowledge. He knows what is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, but he or she will not be able to apply that in the real life. Avidvamsaha. Bhagavan says, Saktaha karmanya avidvamsaha. As the activities are being done by those who are avidvamsa in the mode of attachment, in this, when they are doing that activity, what should Vidvamsa do? Vidvamsa should not try to correct. Vidvamsa should also perform an activity equal to them, competing with them, but with the sense of asakta, at unattachment. With the sense of unattachment, the same activities should be performed by the wise, knowledge person. Never ever you give up. Suppose, I will give you a simple example, and this is a life example. There is a charity, there is an association. Everybody is there to serve the society. They said, today we are going to cover this street. In this street, whoever are homeless and underprivileged, we are going to give them the food packets. This is the job. 10 people said, yes, let's do this job. As an organization, they have settled down and they wanted to do this activity. Now, out of those, let's say 9 of them said, we are going to do, but can we get the hours back? You know, these hours people say in your colleges and schools also, there is something called as community hours. You do something and somebody will give a certificate that, yeah, he has participated or she has participated in 3 hours of community service, serving in the street. Okay, great. Now, out of 10, 9 will be doing for that intent because they want those hours for some reason. It will help their studies and grow. They will do that. As we get into that mode of activity for a selfish reason, they're all doing it for what? They're all doing it. The intent is clear. They want to help, but they also want to get rewarded back. These 9. There is one who was looking all these 9. He said, this is not right. Because my Bhagwan said, when you are doing an activity, be selfless. This is not right. Will he reject whatever is coming? Suppose he performs that activity and he is also given that certificate. Will he say, no, I don't want the certificate and tear it off? No. But he will not keep that in mind. Whether it comes or not, I don't bother. He will say, whether that certificate comes towards the end or not, I don't bother. For me, this is word of Lord Shri Krishna. He wanted me to serve. I'm here to serve. I will do. But I'm in a group of 9 other people who are not serving with the same attitude and mindset. What should I do? Should I leave this group and do it all alone separately? Bhagavan says, no. Be with the group. Do the same activity with what they are doing, but show the difference in attitude. Show the difference in mindset. Why? Why do you think? Can anyone tell me why he's saying, as the others avidvams are doing with the sense of attachment, you also perform the activity with the sense of unattached mindset? Why he's saying that? Why we should be part of that group? In the previous shloka, he mentioned something about inspiration, isn't it? When one person acts like that, he becomes the point of inspiration. Those 9 constantly working with that one person will become that one person eventually, not today. It's a journey. It takes time. But eventually, they all will become him. If his efforts or her efforts are sincere enough, following the path of the Lord, then everybody else would also be inspired and will come back to this grassroots understanding that selflessness is the ultimate happiness, right? So Bhagavan says, never shy away. Just because 10 people are doing for selfish reasons, you don't have to run away from that activity. The activity itself is a great activity. It's of highest value. Jump in, do it. You don't have to copy the same intent. You don't have to copy the same behavior of others. You can follow what is best. The selfless attitude. You can follow that, but do the same thing. At the end of it, if 9 people are getting a certificate, somebody will give you also a certificate. Accept it as my gift to you. Prasada. Have that prasada buddhi, that I did something, Bhagavan has given me this gift. That's it. It may help me. And if it helps me, I will become much more stronger. I will be able to help others as well. I will inspire others more. But don't do it for that sake. So that's what here Bhagavan is saying. Do not shy away. Do along with them. It's very, very difficult. These situations come in our life. We be in a group. We feel that group is doing some good activity, but their goals look good, but their they are kind of really selfish. They are doing all for selfish reasons, and I don't want to be part of that. Never say that. Bhagavad Gita never says you fall off the line. Bhagavad Gita says be in the line and inspire others. You can change the world by being part of the world, by not excluding yourself outside. When something bad is happening, be at the situation and try to correct it rather than running away from it. That's what is being told here. Let's see 26. This is very, very important. 26th is very important. All right. Krishna, you're there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Let's chant this. Na buddhi bhedam janayet.
Na buddhi vedam janaye.
Ajnanam karma sanginam.
Ajnanam karma sanginam.
Joshayet sarva karmani.
Joshayet sarva karmani.
Vidwan yukta samacharan.
Vidvan yukta samacharan.
Na buddhi bhedam janayet. Ajnanam karma sanginam.
Na buddhi vedam janayet. Ajnanam karma sanginam.
Joshayet sarva karmani. Vidwan yukta samacharan.
Joshayet sarva karmani. Vidvan yukta samacharan.
Exactly. Now, Arjuna, be with the others. They may have different mindsets, but work with them. The ultimate activity is to serve the society. You're doing it. You're doing it in a great way. You're performing through actions and duties. Do it. Bhagwan, I will not just do it. I will try to correct them also. I will tell them. That this is not what Bhagavad Gita is telling. I will teach them. This is what I do. This is the same mistake, including parents like us, we do. We think something is bad and we try to jump in and correct the situation. What Bhagwan is trying to tell here is a very simple thing. For a person who is ajnana, who is having lack of knowledge, proper knowledge, for him, telling what should be done is not the right idea. Bhagwan is saying, na buddhi bhedam. Don't try to distinguish you and me. Do not try distinguishing them with you based on the intent. Ajnanam karma sanginam. Those who are working without knowledge. They are just doing it because somebody said to do. They are doing it. They are doing it just because they'll get money towards the end of it. They are doing it. Let them do. Do not try to correct. I mean, don't just go and say, hey, you are doing this way, I'm doing this way. Buddhi bhedam. Don't show that. Don't show that intellectual discrimination. First of all, don't create that in yourself. If you create that in yourself, then comes the situation where why you should be focused on how others are performing in the group. Your job is to look how you are performing the task at hand. Suppose you want to say, you will tell them, what will happen? They will only get, because they are ajnanis, because they don't have proper knowledge, because they don't have the wisdom, what will happen eventually, you know? They will get hurt. When there is a lot of ego, there is a chance of getting hurt as well. So when you point a finger to them, they will say, get the hell out of here. I'm not going to listen to you. Who are you? I'm off. I don't want to work with you. The moment they say that, the work is impacted. Forget about the person. If he is not there, fine. But the work that was supposed to be done, which was being done, whatever may be the intent of him or her, will come to an end. So Bhagavan says, don't generate that discrimination. But what he says, then what should I do? I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this around me. What should I do? He said, Joshaye. Get excited. Get excited. Get completely excited about what you're doing. Why? Joshayet sarva karmani. Do all the activities with a sense of excitement. Ignore what is happening around. Do yourself these activities with full of excitement. Yuktaha samacharan. With the balanced mindset as an offering to me, as if I am doing it through you. Be excited. Feel my presence in you. Enjoy that moment that Bhagavan is helping you do these activities. Don't forget about what others are doing. Do not try to create a discrimination between how you are doing is the right way to do and the other ones are not the right way. Who has told you that what you are doing? This is very simple, right? I go in and say, hey, this is how I must do. And, I'm doing it this way. This is my way. Your way is a little different. So you are wrong. I'm right. Happens, right? In all our lives, this happens, right? That Bhagavan is saying, don't do that. Don't give that discrimination. You should just focus on yourself. Do with a lot of excitement. Never ever try to point a finger within a group when we are working as one goal, trying to do some activity of bigger significance. Do not try to put a finger on somebody and say, you are doing this way, so it is wrong. I am doing this way, mine is right. This distinction, do not ever bring it to the table. Because it will only lead to what, people leaving your team. When they leave your team, the work remains unfinished. Partially done. You can do only X amount of work. If you want to scale it up, you have to bring the team together. Right? You cannot start putting fingers into everyone and then have the team go away. That's not how organizations work. All these are principles of management that one must understand and try using it in their day-to-day activities, even at work. These are all helpful tools. Okay. All right. So we just have 5 more minutes. And I think I should give it a stop here. We'll start from 27th onwards in the next session. All right. So from here onwards, Bhagavan is trying to give us all the hints of how an activity should not be performed. Best example is this one, right? Don't try to criticize others unnecessarily. If it is at your role, if that is your job assigned by somebody, like for example, there is in our software industry, there is there is a role called as testers. What they do is they test the application, and if that is not working as per requirements, they create defects. They say, hey, these are the problems in the application, go fix it. That's their job. Just because they are raising defects, you should not come back to us and say, hey, Bhagavan said not to create any problems to others, right? Don't show fingers, don't put fingers onto others. Creating a defect is like saying, hey, your work has a problem, go fix it, right? Should we do that? Should we do that? See, these are tricky ones. Yes, we should do that. Why? You have been assigned that job. That is your duty. But don't do it if it is not your duty. This is very, very important. This verse can be easily misinterpreted. Oh, Bhagavan. So that means if 10 people are working together, if you're a class leader, and if the responsibility is given that, hey, if the class is not silent, then you have to report it to me, is what the teacher says, and she leaves the room. As a class leader, you have to monitor. And if something is going wrong, you have to put a finger and say, hey, you're doing this in the wrong way. Teacher told not to do, I'm going to report it to her. And then you report it as well. This is your job. The duty assigned should be performed. But if it is not your duty, let's say you are one other class student amongst, you're not the class leader, not given this duty, you are one among students. What you should do, you should just pick up a book and start reading. You should write something. People looking at you will say, what is this person doing in the class? Those who are making noise will say, hey, look, she is doing something different in the class. They should come to you and see what you are doing. Maybe you're writing a great poetry. Inspired. Wow, I think she is drawing a nice diagram. Painting. Let me do that myself as well. I'll also do. At least half of the people will get motivated with what you're doing, with full of love and excitement. Following the rules of the class. That's very important. If it is a duty to correct somebody, policeman, when he's given a duty to correct, he should correct. He should not say, oh, Bhagavad Gita, verse 26 says, Na buddhi vedam janayed. I will not bring any discrimination. I will not distinguish you and me. No. Okay. So there are exceptions to that we have to understand. That's why we should not learn Bhagavad Gita as one shloka. It is a mix of all the shlokas, and the gist of all the things have to be understood carefully under the guidance of our gurus. Okay. Also. So let's close the session here today with the closing prayers, and we'll meet again next Sunday. Om Sarvesham Swasthir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Enjoy your week next. I think a lot of people here in US have spring break coming up. Have good time and spend time wisely. Right? Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Uncle Jai Shri Krishna, Uncle.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Reem.